the things you mentioned was this is a commoditized industry, there's no differentiation in the products. Have you analyzed why Kajaria therefore gets much higher realization than its competition in such a commoditized industry?
So can we take one?
So if you look over here, then Kajaria across all three segments, ceramic wall and floor tiles, polished vitrified tiles and glazed vitrified tiles is offering number of designs. In the ceramic wall and floor tiles, it is offering 1214 designs. Here if we compare it with any other competitors, they are not offering this many number of designs. And apart from that, as we have mentioned, that it is increasing by having a number of sizes that they offer to their clients, and because of these two factors, increase in number of designs and the sizes that they offer to their customers, they are able to charge price premium over their other players, and that's why how they differentiate themselves from the other competitors.
And also we see that Kajaria's sales, around 70% of the sales come from retail customers, and the brand equity it enjoys over its years is evident from the Facebook likes and its social media presence. And so Kajaria as a brand is pretty it's in the minds of the retail customers, and that is helping it command the premiumization and the growth it is right now.
Just to add, even during our channel interaction, we found that Kajaria is a top of the mind record. It has won Super Brand about 8 times in a row consecutively. It's one of the 60 global brands that has done this. So basically, Kajaria is a strong brand equity in the mind of consumers. So I guess that's probably the factor that consumers are willing to give 5% premium to Kajaria over its peers.
The company not do well between 2000 and from the time of inception, I don't know which year it is, till 2012, they didn't create any shareholder value over this entire period. What changed after 2012, or what was there between the time the company started? You will have to tell me when it started and 2012.
So sir, the company was incepted in 1988, and we see that Kajaria's latest strategy has been increasing their expansion through joint ventures, something which it did not do in the past, and we've seen that company has taken steps to continuously reduce its debt to equity ratio, and it has been successfully able to do that in the last 4 years, and I think that is what has helped it drive shareholder value in the past 4 years, because it is focused on expansion through joint ventures and being asset light.
You mentioned that unorganized sector is getting into trouble. So how come joint venture leads to a dramatic increase in profitability?
So as you mentioned that from financial year 2012, company is moving towards more joint ventures and outsourcing their production. Now basically when they enter in this kind of situation, first of all the benefit that they get is quick ramp up in the production. Now because of the changing macroeconomical changes, because of that reason the demand is increasing, and if they will enter in the greenfield or brownfield expansion, that will take time. So by having this kind of joint venture partnership, they can quickly ramp up the production. Now as local and the manufacturers, they don't have strong distribution network, whereas Kajaria has that. Apart from that, local manufacturers, they don't have brand equity, where Kajaria has. Now by this kind of venture joint ventureship, there is a kind of win-win situation for the both. So here Kajaria can leverage their distribution network and brand equity, whereas joint venture they have local access to the raw material. So because of that reason, Kajaria can have access to that raw material, which will reduce their cost of goods sold, and that in turn will help them to increase their profitability margin.
2002 to 2012, real estate did well, company did badly. After 2012, real estate has been doing badly, company is doing well. Why do you link it to real estate then?
Just to add from the perspective of unorganized players, if you would look, there was a recent ruling from Gujarat High Court which banned use of coals in the plants, and they made it mandatory to use LNGs for their production purpose, which put a very strong
pressure on the unconsolidated sectors, because it was not easy for them to shift to a higher price LNG quickly. So that is one of the reasons from the unorganized players that forced them to consolidate with bigger players. So as has been shown earlier.
Sir, from 2002 to 2012, when real estate sector actually did well, but at that moment, as he mentioned, that local players were very strong. They were able to provide the same product at a very low price. Apart from that, if we see the shift in the product demand, earlier people were preferring to use ceramic tiles. Now they are preferring to use vitrified tile segments, which includes glazed vitrified tiles and polished vitrified tiles. Now these two products are premium products. Here there is a difference in this kind of product. So because of that reason, when ceramic tiles people were preferring, local players could produce at a very low price, and they were able to give same product to the customers at very low cost. And because of that, their low cost strategy, Kajaria could not do well. But as we have seen that there has been shift in the focus from ceramic tiles to the vitrified tiles, and now people are focusing more on vitrified tiles. Company has its brand equity and it could differentiate its product from the local players, and that's how why company has been able to perform well from 2012 to 2015 recently.
How does the Indian industry compare in terms of competitiveness on a global scale?
What is the valuation of global players in the industry? What price to earnings they get?
Sir, when it comes to the global production of ceramic tiles, China stands apart in terms of world production. It is close to 5,000 MSM, and the second player is Brazil, and third is India. So we can see that the per capita consumption, when we see India stands at a very low 0.5 per person. So the point is, for increased, the domestic demand is what is driving the Indian industry, and also the worldwide peers have been trading at 15 multiple of PY.
The question I'm asking is on competitiveness. How does Indian industry compare with global players? I'm not talking about the size of the opportunity. I'm talking about competitiveness.
So right now China's production is more than 7 times that of India's, and there has been a slowdown in China. So what they have been doing, they have been dumping their tiles into India and other countries. So Brazil and UK and EU have already implemented anti-dumping duty through Chinese tiles, and the government of India, Ministry of Commerce, has initiated anti-dumping investigations against China. So the point they have done this is because their tiles are currently priced 50% lower than the prices of the Indian tiles. So the request from the Indian tile fraternity has been to put to implement an anti-dumping duty of up to $3 per square meters, so that they become at par in comparison to the Indian tiles.
The imposition of import embargoes or trade embargoes like dumping duties and so on, is it a good thing for any government to do?
I guess if a government only implements anti-dumping embargo, first, if there are evidences that it's harming the domestic industry, and second, if the MRP of those tiles in the host country is lower than the cost of production. So if both the evidence point to these factors, then I guess then anti-dumping duties are legitimate things to do.
Yeah, maybe I missed it, but in your entire presentation I didn't hear a single thing about gas prices going up or down. That is, I believe, should be at least 20% of their cost of sales in terms of.
Actually,
why did it not come into your presentation at all?
Actually,
Yeah. So in this risk side, sir, we have mentioned that rise in power and fuel cost, it is one of the risk factor for the company. But as we have seen recent RAS gas negotiation with the Petronet. So because of that reason, company has been able to increase its profitability margin, and even we have shown the gas price what will be in the future based on the forecasting, and it indicates that company is not going to be harmed by this factor.
Thanks.
So we have actually covered it in the appendix.
Thank you.